Welcome back to Tech Tuesday. In the past couple of weeks, we've talked about Padlet. We've talked about the different formats that you can use it for students to collaborate, to share work, how students can actually use it without even creating a Padlet account. Here we're going to talk a little bit about the AI features in Padlet. Padlet has a couple of different AI features that you can use as a springboard in order to create an assignment without having to do all of the legwork. In this case, we're actually going to have students collaborate on important events in the women's suffrage movement because March is Women's History Month. So let's take a look at how to do that. I'll start off by going to my class activity creator. I put down 8th grade U.S. history, and let's say that I want to, because it is Women's History Month, I want to talk a little bit about the importance or important events in the right of women to vote, basically women's suffrage. And so I'll go ahead and I'll type that in here, 8th grade, quick search, and it'll give me a variety of different prompts, and I can kind of use that as a jumping off point. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one, and I'll actually have my students put together a timeline. I'll jigsaw this up. I'll put sort of important events here. It'll take a moment to create. Now I have my timeline collaboration. I've got my instructions on the very left side in terms of what I want students to do. And now I'm going to do a little app smashing. This is where I actually take another app and use this to help plan out. So let's go ahead and use ChatGPT here. I'll go ahead and type in my chat here. I want to come up with 20 different events that are important to the women's suffrage movement. So I'll type this in. It'll give me a timeline here. I'm going to go ahead and refine this timeline a little bit. And I'll tell ChatGPT I want only the names of the events, because I want my students to actually do some research here as they put this into a timeline. And I'll give ChatGPT a few instructions on that. And so it'll go ahead, process this information. Perfect. Here are just the events. Important events in women's suffrage. And now that I have those, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste a list of my students. Just for the sake of this presentation, what I've done is I've actually come up with a bunch of different male and female musicians here. And what I'm saying is I want you to assign the names to this project, 2 per group or 2 per event. Randomize them. If you have a different way of doing this, you can put that in. And so it'll tell me exactly who is working on what event. And so this will jigsaw this up. If I want to add a few details to this, I can have students use a picture with each timeline event. I can put the group names below as part of my instructions here. Update this. And then when I'm ready, I'll go ahead and share. Visitors will be able to write. I'll keep the link secret here. I can also use the submission form if I want to do that, so students can kind of work together if I don't want to give them access to the entire Padlet just yet. And then when I copy that link and I paste here, this is what it'll look like when students actually submit that. They'll put down the events, and then they can add an image to represent that event, or even draw an image if they want to do that. Thank you for watching this edition of Tech Tuesday. If you have any questions about Padlet or have any future ideas for something to be covered, let me know.